It's happening exactly as we discussed about it in our last video. What's up, guys? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Well. Look on my screen right here because I've got ATER, ATER ticker symbol, ATERian, INC, right here that I want to talk about and give you an update from our last video. We talked about this. We mentioned exactly what we could have anticipated to happen. Of course, we talked about both ways because we still wanted to know exactly what was going to be the next move. We talked about the interest, the short interest. We talked about the borrowing fee, which, by the way, there's an update on that one. And we literally talked about what could potentially happen if we keep seeing this pattern. And guess what? Something that was important that I mentioned in that video, if you guys look well on my screen here, I did say that we needed to watch this right here because at that time, he was not yet a breakout. And I was telling you we needed to watch the next couple days, which when by making that video was on Friday, and I say we need to check Monday and Tuesday. That's really going to determine if we are going to confirm a breakout. And guess what? We did. You can see here, let me show you that right now, right here. This candle here, let's see if we can make it a little larger. This candle was extremely bullish, which happened pretty much. And then you can see this one that we have right now going on that is extremely bullish, but we also were able to test this support to show that we were not going back down, or we were literally trying to show that there was so much pressure, or at least buying power, to keep us at this exact level right here, and then to push us way back up. And as you can see, we've got two candles, the first one and then the second one. As I'm at the moment that I'm recording this video right now, ATER is about at $6.04. And it keeps growing, but earlier than that, we almost were at $7. So you can see why we had a little bit of resistance here. For anyone who knows how technical works, you would know that every time when you reach something like this, we see this one, by the way, it's a 200 moving average. It acted as our resistance level. It's normal. Things happen. If you're a trader, if you do technicals, you would know that this would happen, especially if you are trading intradays. This is what's happening. But I want to mention also something that's going on. This push is going up and up. The momentum is coming in, but we still also have to pay attention, because in this video, I always talk about both sides. I talk about the potential for the upside. What could happen, and what we could be able to see on the upside. But also I talk about if things were to reverse, what we should be looking into, because you should always be able to see both sides and where you should be able to position yourself. And so if you look right here, down over here, you could tell that we are on our RSI, we're completely overbought. The RSI is on top, like literally overbought. Does this mean that this momentum is done? No. You can stay overbought for days. It happens. But I'm just saying you should start paying attention to things like this as you're trading. But I also want to mention that the hold it keeps increasing. So this is going to bring me back to what we're seeing here. When you go to shortsqueeze.com, you can see exactly what, as of today, where the short interest is sitting at. It says 19%, 0.05%, and there's been an increase of 9% at least. So they're not backing down. It looks like they're convinced that it's going to sell off, because we always know momentum like this usually end up selling off. But this is always, it's never a long-term like profit taking. It's more like a short-term type of thing. You need to be able to be smart to where you're gonna get in and when you're supposed to be getting out, because you're in for the profit. And since they are doubling down and shorting it even more, that means that the momentum that we're having, it can only grow more if everybody who's buying in also doubles down and the buying pressure keeps going up. It's a fist fight, pretty much. So I'm not saying you're supposed to do it. I'm just saying this is how it works in a fist fight. Stocks, not literally. Could be both ways. But anyway, that's what I meant to say. And so now I want to show you what our borrow desk says. Because last time when I made a video, I showed you down here. The borrowing fee was 61%. But guess what, guys? The borrowing fee as of today, it's 114%. So short sellers are paying even more now to borrow than they did when I made a video on Friday. This is crazy. This is insane. And if I show you exactly the shares that are being traded and the volume that we're seeing, it's way out there. On average, ATER usually trade about 8 million shares. And as of today, the volume is above 124 million. And so if this momentum keep going, sorry, I want to go back to this because I'm showing you something else that I'm going to talk about soon. But if this momentum keeps going, we could still see ATER breaking all the way to the levels that we've seen before. It's a possibility. But like I said, only and only if the buying pressure, this momentum keeps going and it doesn't stop. Because on the short selling side, they are doubling down. They have not started to cover. They are adding more. Just so you know. So anyway, so now something else I want to show you here so you could kind of have an idea of what could potentially be happening next. And these are like what I call like some of the simplest things that you could see in basically technical analysis, right? Levels that we've been before. You know that we've pretty much covered the gap. Here we are. And now you start looking for these other levels that we've seen. So what I think that we could be, if we keep going, our next stop will probably going to be somewhere around here, which is pretty close. You know, it's about $7.85. It could be our next stop where we might reach kind of a stronger resistance if we cross this 200 moving average resistance that we're seeing today. So this, I would say, hey, if the momentum is still weak or if we keep going, this is where we might reach a resistance. But I'm not saying that this is a major resistance at all. That's what, because I don't want people to think, well, what are you talking about? $7? No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is going to be major or anything in any way possible, right? All I'm saying is we could reach a resistance at this point, depending on how the momentum is going to be, just so you know, because this level, if you look, the gap that we've had before, it's exactly somewhere around $8. And then if you come back around all the way, you can see that it's literally close to the same zone that I'm talking about, which used to be a support again down here. And as you can see, another resistance. And so as we move on, you can see that it's a possibility that this level could be somewhere where we could reach some type of resistance. But again, we could literally break through it, depending on how much buying pressure we keep putting on these shorts that are still coming in. And remember, they're paying way too much now to borrow than they did. It's almost double that they did just last week. Just so you know. And so now, by making this one, and I just wanted to show you that, hey, this is what's going on. And in the worst case scenario, since we have confirmed literally breaking through this level, worst case scenario, if we somehow end up selling up, if we somehow end up pulling back from this momentum that we have, we can know for sure that our bounce back support level, it's exactly around $4 and some change, $4.06, basically somewhere around $4 and not below, because we've broken out of this right here. This I want to do it so everybody see. We've broken out of this trend, or at least this zone. We are now in a new trend. And this new trend is literally between $4 and all the way up to $7 and some change, almost $8. This is the new trend where we're in so far. So that's what I wanted to mention and show you exactly what's going on and what I think. I usually try to be conservative because I know everybody's looking at these numbers up here like $18. We could get there, but I always want to be conservative as we move forward. So you see much more realistic of what I think about, and I try to use the simplest technicals really that anyone could do so everybody could see it. Anyway, I want to move on to this one that I kind of show you already. I talked about it last time. It's another update that I want to give you guys. It's Prague. I know a lot of people who say Prague is dead. Fine, because every single time when the stock is down, no one is looking at it. Nobody pays attention to it, and no one even think that it could be something they could, they could throw themselves into it, because they think once the momentum's gone, everybody just think it's dead. Forget about it. That's when you're supposed to be looking at it. And I cannot stress enough to keep saying that I'm seeing the same pattern that we're seeing in ATER. You see what's going on here? Maybe I need to do this so you guys can see. You see what happened at the bottom here? This is what's happening in Prague. You see what's happening? This is ATER. You see the bottom right here? And this is what's happening in Prague too. The same thing. We're seeing, look how many times. I want to show you again. Support. Support, 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 and 5 freaking times I'm going to confidently call this the bottom. And I'm not saying this is a crazy long-term investment. I'm just saying this is a crazy short-term opportunity, because you will never always get the chance to buy something this cheap, especially when you know that it has a history. If I'm going to go back here of, what are you doing? Especially when you know that it has a history of jumping out of nowhere, especially when you know it has a history of, you see what I'm talking about? Patterns like this. All of the sudden just wakes up and go up in flames, like literally, like to the moon. We've seen it before, and I keep saying this. Just watch how beautiful this look like. I don't know how most people can't see this. I'm just saying. But I cannot stress enough, because I know that a combination of shorts, a combination of catalysts, a combination of momentum, this right here could turn into a freaking rocket. And so I keep saying this, and we know right now the momentum, or at least the range or the zone that we are trending into right now, this one right here, is between $1 all the way up to $2. And you can see how long we've been in this, since January. We will break out of this at some point, just like ATER just did. We will break out of this. And when that happens, whoever who is in right now, whoever's listening, at least watching these patterns, I'm just saying, we know how high this thing can go. So I just wanted to give you guys an update again and again. As always, I just wanted to make sure you guys are kept informed and know exactly what's going on in the market. And so I know I didn't mention the CPI and everything else, because these short-term trades, they usually don't care about those numbers. Yes, I know it affects everything, but I'm just telling you, momentum stocks don't usually give nothing or crap, if I would say that, excuse my language, about those numbers, because these are trades, not long-term investment. So that's all I wanted to say. Please don't forget to smash that like button. Leave the comment below if you have a different opinion, or if you think the same. Let us know what you think. If you like to trade in the stock market using Weibo or Public, we've got the links in the description below. Please use them. Subscribe. Make some any deposit or monetary deposit into your account by using our link below, we both going to get, at least for Weibo, up to 15 free stocks. That's pretty good. So we also have a Patreon account if you guys would like to support us for anything, any tiers. You can go out there, use the link, check the tiers that you would like to. We are going to be pushing, just as always, content out there to show you and bring you, as much as we can as we go through this and give you the right information, or at least what we think is right in our own opinion. Thank you guys. As always, as for me, I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. I always can't talk at the end of the video for some reason. Weird.